Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me know by way of the chat that you can actually hear my voice, because as of right now, imagine that sounds like the sound is not working properly. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Now Jurgen says, yes, there is sound. Awesome. Let me know by way of chat. Can you hear my voice when I'm speaking? Good deal. Thank you, Fenton Scanlon, for such a fast response there. Good deal. So today we are doing a live mix together. Good deal. This is a little bit of a catch up from the previous months that we've been involved in this. And what we're trying to do is basically play catch up. And the way that we're doing this is we are going to be mixing this month. We're going to be mixing the May contest winner as well as the June contest winner. And for the month of July, we are actually having a mix contest in order to make up for lost time and not have to do a listen together and a mix together of the typical HSS song contest that happens around here every month. So now, if you're not familiar with what that even entails, well, every month we have a great song contest here on the YouTube channel. At the start of each month, the submissions are opened up again. And on the last week of the month, we all come together on a live stream and we listen to those songs that have been submitted. Now, the awesome community of audio lovers and myself all provide feedback on the songs and offer up friendly suggestions on how you might actually improve them. And then after a few days, I choose a winner from the pool, and the winner receives a free mix and master from yours truly with 3 revisions included. And in most cases, we even do those live so that everybody can benefit from that. So if you want to get in on those, it's super simple. There's a link in the description of this video and throughout this video. If you're still unsure as to how to join, it's super simple. You can just go to the website, HomeStudioSimplified.com. There's a link at the very top that says monthly song contest, and you can enter in there. Now, if this is your first time here, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. I'm so glad to see a lot of newcomers here in the chat. Good to see all of you. Let's give you a big crowd cheer. Some of you may have actually been involved in the live streams before, but maybe you just didn't come forward and be a part of the chat. That's completely fine. I totally understand that. For some people, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where you get a little camera shy, even though you're not on camera. Like I said, totally get that. Now, speaking of togetherness, these are some awesome individuals who have helped to keep the show alive by sponsoring the show through a monthly donation, whether that be through the VIP membership, the YouTube membership that's here on YouTube, or our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. You all rock, and it's absolutely amazing that we've got this many people that are helping to sponsor this channel to keep it going, so that therefore we can have these giveaways, so that therefore we can have all of these different streams of awesomeness that just happened. So it's because of you guys that we're able to keep the lights on. We're able to keep paying for the internet cost, the usage, and everything else that goes along with this. Not to mention the psychologist that's helping to pay for my sanity. Kidding. Okay. I'm glad I got a button for that because I can't hear you guys laughing. With that being said, thank you guys so much for all of your patronage, even if you're not supporting through Patreon. And then we also have the super chatters. Now, this is a one-time donation that you can send, whether it's a super sticker or a super chat here while you're chatting today. It's just a little, looks like a kind of a dollar symbol there at the bottom of your chat bar, I guess is what it would be called. And that just helps to sponsor the channel in that way as well. So thank you all so much. Appreciate that. Now, I need to make sure that the audio is working properly when it comes to the DAW. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on over to the desktop with the webcam, and I'm going to play a little bit of this song that we're going to be mixing today. Let me know by way of chat if you can actually hear this. All right. I can eat that, yes. So, by way of chat, was anyone able to hear that? Good deal. Thank you, DJ, for letting me know that. All right, so basically we're going to tackle this mix like I would tackle any other mix. And by doing so, hopefully we will be able to help individuals who are here, who are hoping to learn from this, exactly how you can go about mixing your own music. Now, I would say that this is one of those where it's like everything that I do is subjective. So maybe you have a different way that you approach things. That's completely fine. Maybe you don't want to use 3 reverb buses. That's completely fine. But if you see something here that I'm doing and you have questions while we're doing this, that's the cool part about doing this live is I can actually stop. We can address some of those questions then. And if I don't get to them, usually someone here in the chat can help as well. I do have some awesome moderators up in here who are willing to thank you, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 for that question. If you want to send me an email at homestudiosimplified@gmail.com, we can definitely talk more about that. But yes, I do offer mixing and mastering services. But yeah, so if you have a question and I don't get to it, someone here in the chat, one of my awesome moderators or myself will get to it. And if nobody sees it, the best way for a question to get answered is very simply just to use the super chat feature, because it actually like pins it at the very top of the chat in this big bright bold like sticker looking thing, and it makes me go, whoa, I need to look over there. And sometimes I get lost into the mix, and so I try my best to get every question answered, but just sort of laying down those ground rules there. All of this is subjective. Are there other ways to approach this? Absolutely. The plugins that I'll be using, there's alternatives to everything that I'll be using as well. I usually try to stay within limitations of things that I would normally use anyway. I have been using more Waves plugins, and so you'll probably see a lot of those. If there are any plugins that I'm using and you're like, ooh, I'd really like to use that plugin, please ask in the chat, what's that plugin? And then one of my moderators should be able to get you an affiliate link to that plugin. And what that means is at no extra cost to you, you'll be able to still get that plugin, get a hold of that plugin, and then I'll actually get some credit for leading you to that product. So it's just basically a free way of helping to support the channel. If you're already going to buy something anyway, you can go ahead and buy it, and then I receive a small amount of commission for leading you to it. It's the same thing with some of the lists that are in the description as far as like what gear that I'm using or anything like that. So, all right. Before we get started on this mix, I do want to go back through the chat just to make sure that right off the bat I'm not missing anything. All at Once Entertainment, Tony London, Jaden Jacob Comedy. These are some new names. Richard Chetland. So good to see you guys. Florida Panthers 2020, Rosado. What is up? Of course, we got the imitable Micah Kettergum. We have DJ Big Red 81. We got Jurgen up in here. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is here today. Fenton Scanlon, awesome. We're working on his song. Showmain, Jonathan Hamlet, Hayden R, Sway Infinity. Good to see each and every one of you. This is awesome. Big old crowd cheer for all the newcomers and for all those who are staples of this channel. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't do it without you. And then by way of announcement too, I want to make sure that you're all aware that because we're not having the song contest like we would normally have this month in July, we're actually having a mix contest. And so I wanted to show you real quickly what that entails. If you click the link that's pinned in the chat, or you click in the, hey, Russ Bennett, what is up, brother? Good to see you in here as well. So cool. If you click the link that's pinned in the chat or in the description of the video, I believe it's in the description of the video. If not, I'll make sure that it is. It will take you here to this page, which is the July mixing contest. So essentially you're going to get your hands on some free multi-tracks that you can then download. You'll have the entire month of July to mix these tracks. You can even use some of today's tips and tricks to get it to that level where you feel like it would be worthy of submission. And even if it's not, still give it a go and try to submit it, because we have a lot of fun with these. So basically this contest is a sponsored contest as well. So that means that whoever wins, they're also going to get some cool plugin prizes as well as some course prizes. So, and I even have some mystery prizes that are soon to be revealed as the month begins to progress. We're going to have some more individuals that jump on board that help, as well as just some little extras that's going to kind of keep everybody interested in what's going on here. And then all you have to do is simply come down here to the bottom where it says count me in. It's going to pull up this page. You just simply input your name, email address, and you can download the multi-tracks then and there. Okay? Very cool. What is up? Mob the Gamer is in the chat, isn't he? Oh, yep, there he is. Sweet. Yeah, actually, you slipped under the radar, Mob. I don't know how. I figured you would have won a prize already. But yeah, good to see you too, buddy. Jonathan Hamlet, good to see you. Andre, what is up? Just jumped in the chat. Good to see you as well. And 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is here. If I missed you, just go ahead and give a shout out in the chat. Say, hey, what are you doing, man? You missed me. Give me a shout out. What are you doing? So good to see each and every one of you. So let's go ahead and start diving into this mix. We've kind of got some of the formalities out of the way now that you guys know about the mix contest and what's coming up there. We're going to go ahead and start diving into how we would actually start this mix out. So I have purposely started out this mix with just a blank template. What that is going to do is that's going to give me the ability then to show you guys how I might go about setting up a session. So while we're getting all of this, set up and ready to go, if you guys are pumped, you're ready for this, give a big thumbs up in the chat and make sure you smash that like button. But by doing this, setting it up from scratch, we're going to be able to actually get a better representation of how I would start the mix. If you're new here and you don't know exactly, like how do you even start a mix? So I'm going to take my mug off the screen real quick and we're going to set this up very quickly. I'm going to just describe the process as we're moving along. But if at any time you get lost on, how did he do that? What's he doing here? I do have, the Rocket Fuel bundle is now opened, which is all of my courses, 5 group Skype sessions. I will train you on how to make music fast. In fact, there was one individual that joined the Rocket Fuel bundle that had never, ever released any music. And within the same 3rd session, actually, he's here in the chat today, he released his very first song. It was an awesome song. There was another individual who had not released but maybe 1 song a month. He released 5 in a month by the time we'd even got all of it finished. So it definitely works. If you want to check that out, that was the, I believe there's a link in the description for that too. If not, we'll make sure that you are guided to that. And if at any time I say anything and you're like, what is he talking about? You can always email me at homestudio simplified@gmail.com and ask any questions. Now, what we're going to set up first are the reverb buses. So first things first, because I've imported this into sort of just a blank slate here, I don't know necessarily that this song is actually 75 BPMs. So what I'm going to do is, first things first, Make sure that my driver bit depth is 24. We're good there. Okay, that's my BPM. Now, I've been noticing up here that the transport normally will reflect what the tracks are. So these tracks might actually be 16-bit audio tracks, which is fine. No big deal. We can still mix them here in a 24-bit space and export them just fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up the reverb buses. Now, I've got an entire video on exactly how I do this, but we're going to kind of breeze through it really quickly right now. But one thing that I can do to actually try to find the proper BPMs of the song is actually input a plugin here on the master bus, one that I use all of the time. I got it under my tools section. It's called Hornet Song Key M3. Now what this does is it not only gives you the key and the chord that is currently playing, but it also gives you an average BPM of the song. And this is so that you don't have to like download the song and then upload it into like TuneBat or something like that. And it's usually pretty close. So okay, so now I know that the key is roughly G major.
Help me see inside of you.
Okay. Now I'm gonna solo out these drums only. That doesn't feel like 150. 75 actually is probably pretty close. Ironically, I'm showing you this plugin that doesn't appear to be working when it comes to the BPMs today, which is totally fine. What we're going to do is we're going to roll with 75 because I think that's actually pretty close. So, but I think there's also a way, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back in here. Oh, I thought it was free. I thought this plugin was free. Oh well. See, I thought there was a way where you could tap it as well.
Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most is just to cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out.
Okay. It's saying 150. Actually, Fenton Scanlon is here. It is 75 BPM. Definitely not in G major, though. It's in D. Interesting. Very interesting. Actually, let me pull that up again. Maybe I looked at that wrong. Yeah, it's saying right here that the main key that it's in is D. Maybe this has something to do with the fact that it is recently been updated too, and I don't have the updated version. Nice. Okay. Well, either way, we do have Fenton in the chat here, and he has told us that the BPMs is 75 BPMs. It's in the key of D. So that's so thankful that he's here in the chat today. Definitely to help us out with that. Now, what am I going to do here? Okay. So I'm going to go to the website, and we'll pull that up real quick. Just simply homestudio-simplified.com. I'm going to go up here to my reverb and delay calculator. I'm going to put in 75 BPMs at a quarter note delay, 800 milliseconds. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to pull up my Cakewalk. All right, 800 milliseconds it is. Okay, and if we divide that by 2, guess what that is? 400. 400 milliseconds. All right, so I'm going to remove the metronome bus. I'm going to remove the preview bus. We're going to get them out of the way because I'm not going to be using those. And then we're going to pull back up this screen here. This is the console view. I'm going to insert a stereo bus. I'm going to call this reverb short, or actually rev short. Okay, I'm going to insert another one, rev medium. Insert another one, rev long. And this can be plate, room, hall, short, medium, long, whatever makes sense to you. So now I'm going to make sure that the Pro channel is enabled on all of the tracks. And I'm going to get rid of a majority of these plugins because I'm not going to need them. Now this is typically what it would look like if you were starting up a mix on your own session. What you'll notice is I'm able to actually take care of multiple tracks at once just by simply selecting them all using Control A. And if I select over here, I can select all of the buses in this pane. If I hold Control and I pull out the track here, it actually does all of them at once. And if I keep holding Control, if I want to remove a plugin, it'll remove all of them at once. And I am going to enable console emulation on both the console as well as the bus, those bus channels. Okay, I want to make sure that the EQs are all enabled because I will be using those. Now I'm going to go in here to reverb short, and I'm going to use a reverb. And just to kind of stick with things that we're kind of used to, let me actually switch this back over to manufacturer, and let's try to do this as much as we can with stock Cakewalk plugins. And everybody says, yay. Okay, so this is the Sonatus reverb. This is a stock Cakewalk plugin. You'll notice we got several different settings here. What I want to make sure of is that the dry is actually all the way down, and the reverb is at 0. So that's going to be my wet settings. So basically this is going to be nothing but reverb coming to this bus. Now the high and low cut I'm not going to worry about because I'm going to actually use the Pro channel to deal with that. When it comes to the decay time though, this is the setting that I want to adjust. So 0.400 milliseconds was for our short. I'm going to hold Control, drag this over. So for our medium, we're going to use 0.8. And for our long, we're going to use 1.6. All right, so with that being said, we have some stock plugins that are in place here, and I'm going to go ahead and enable the EQ. So I'm going to shave off everything below like 250 and everything above probably close to 8,000 kilohertz. And then around the 300 range, I'm just going to dip that out a little bit. And around the 700 range. I explain a little bit more in depth in other videos why I dip these ranges out specifically. But for now, you'll just have to kind of trust me. Now I'm going to copy and paste these over here. Now the reverb buses are set up, and that will be the first thing that we mess with before we go into any kind of delays or anything like that. So, all right, so that's going to be the first course of action that we're going to take. We are basically just setting up our DAW. Now, normally I would have used a template, and in my template I would have the vocals colored blue. And then here's some more vocals. I'm going to color these blue. Okay, here's guitar. And I usually always color my guitars red if they're electric. If they're acoustic, I color them brown. But yet again, another subjective thing. You can do anything that you want here as far as color coding is concerned. And the reason why I do this, though, is it's just so much simpler to find what track you're on if you have some kind of a color scheme that you're always usually using. And then this right here, I need to find out what this is. Okay, so this is like a synth or an organ, and I usually color those green. Okay, have a beautiful representation of what tracks are what as we're working with them. So I'm going to bring all of the faders down. And I like to have my bass right next to my drums, so I'm going to move those. And this is the point where we actually start doing what's called a rough mix. And so I'm going to fold my main master bus down to mono. And I'm going to start bringing up these drum tracks. I'm going to start with -6. It might be a little bit quiet on your guys' end. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert an instance of a limiter. And this is basically just to get you guys to be able to hear this a little bit better. I'll use something very transparent as well. And it's not going to be doing a lot of limiting. Okay. Bring in the bass. I think at this point the bass is actually not playing. That's fine. Let's get to a point where the bass is playing. Here we go. Okay, so already, because this is in mono, I think one of the things that I'm going to already do is look for some phase issues here in just but a moment, because I think I already hear some phase issues. The only problem is this is a pre-recorded stereo track, so that might be a little bit tricky. But there are ways that we can deal with that. So let's move on. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and create a couple more buses. I'm going to create a drums bus. And then I'm going to create a drums PC. And this is going to stand for parallel compression. Okay, I'm going to bring these over to next to my master. I don't know why, but that's just where I always like to have them. It's just one of those preferences things. Okay. Now, because I've created new tracks, I got to take these things out. All right. And when it comes to the drums here, I'm going to set the out to drums. Okay. We'll worry about that drums PC here in just but a moment. Okay, so first things first, I am going to be addressing what appears to be a little bit of phase or alignment issues. It's kind of the same thing. So on every one of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate 𝗵𝗲 align. I'm going to have this set to drum set as the group. Now when all these come in, I'm going to analyze it. Okay, it already sounds a little bit better. I still hear a little bit when it comes to that. I think when the drums were exported out, they were exported with the kick being out of phase, which is fine. It's not ideal, but we can make it work. So I found out because of looking at the tracks, this is actually on a track all of its own, so it doesn't necessarily need the 𝗵𝗲 align. It's not playing together with these. So I'm going to leave it on these two here. And we're going to go ahead and start shaping these drums to get a sound that we'd like to have. 𝗵𝗲 hertz. Give it a little thump there. 𝗵𝗲 hertz. Allow some clarity for that kick. Okay. 8,000 kilohertz. I'm going to boost that for that little top end. All right, sounding good there. It looks crazier on the screen here than it actually is. All right, now when we come over here, we're going to shave off a lot of low end from this. And we're going to cut out some of these offending frequencies. Okay, so we want that to have that high end, but we don't want it to be so sizzly that it ends up detracting. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put some tape emulation on there, and this is yet again stock tape emulation that comes with Cakewalk by BandLab. And I'm going to run it before the console emulation. Okay, so when does this come in again? Right here. And what that's going to do is that's just going to round off that high end a little bit. This is without. A little more harsh, especially in the high end. Listen. You can almost hear the Okay, now listen whenever I bring it back in. The high end is still there, but that is not. Just kind of rounds it out, makes it sound a little bit better. Let me put that back in. I left it bypassed. Okay. Don't have to work on that yet. Let's move on to this bass guitar. Okay, now when it comes to the bass, I actually end up cutting more bass than a lot of people think is necessary, but there's a method to my madness. So check this out. First thing I'm going to do is put a limiter on here. And because we're going with stock stuff that you can find in Cakewalk by BandLab, I'm going to be using I'm going to be using something that is not here. Hold on. Cakewalk CA2A. Now this is, for all of you who have been wondering, this is actually available now with a free version of Cakewalk by BandLab. I say free because there's only a free version. But used to, this was only available to legacy users. This is now available to everyone with their newest update. So very cool. All right, I'm going to set this to limit. Set phasers to limit, Captain. And then I'm going to set this over here to the flatter area. It just sounds better to me. And then I'm going to adjust the gain and the peak reduction until I get something a little consistent. Okay. This is also going to help me to pick out some of those offending frequencies. I'm shaving everything in this bass off up to 60 hertz. Now this is where people are like, dude, you're crazy. You shouldn't do that. You're shaving off all kinds of low end that you need. But I'm going to boost it back at 72, which is actually the fundamental frequency of that bass. Now you hear that low end still came back in there, but I didn't get that muddy rumble. I'm gonna cut that where that note is right there just a little bit. To get this to poke through a little bit better, I'm going to be boosting 1800 kilohertz. And then I'm going to put a low pass on up to around 6,000. Okay, I'm going to take my mug back off the screen here. All right. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the level until it sounds like it's playing well with the drums here. Ironically, it stops just as soon as I'm going to get ready to do that. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I think I might need to do a little bit more adjustments later. So the main issue that I'm running into with these drums is that the snap of the snare and sort of the other kit pieces are being lost where the kick is like the main dominant feature here. So something that I can do on that is I'm going to go ahead and insert good old nano pulse. Okay, that already sounds better. I'll go ahead and bring these up. Start working on these guitars. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so now we're starting to run into some issues where this is where the mixing side of things is really going to come into play, because now we're starting to get to that point where, okay, we got some things that's starting to offend each other, these offending frequencies, as we like to call them, or at least as I call them. And so we're going to start dealing with that in such a way to where, remember, we are still in mono. This is the best way to actually start dealing with this. So first things first, these two guitars right here. I'm going to come to a place where they're actually playing a little loud. Okay, so what you'll notice is, as I'm listening back to these, before I flip the phase, they sound a little like, eh, okay. But whenever I flip the phase, the low end comes back. Check it out. Little tinny, like a little nasally. Flip the phase though. Now we got some low end that came back into it. In fact, this might be something where, yet again, this M auto align comes in handy. I love this plugin, by the way. And I'm going to set this one to guitar as the group. I'm going to play these and analyze it. But yeah, you can see it already inverted the phase on this one, and it's actually nudging it by 231 samples on this one. So the cool thing about 𝗵 Auto Align is not only does it fix phase issues, but it actually has a smart alignment and spectral phase compensation that's built into it. So it really helps to align things a lot better. Imagine that. It's called 𝗵 Auto Align. Now, one of the first things that clued me into this was not only just the sound, but the naming of the tracks. So this one says pickup, this one says mic. So 9 times out of 10, whenever you have like a DI source and a microphone source, almost always you're going to have to flip the phase just right out of the gate. So, all right, now let's go ahead and begin EQing these. What I want to do is I want to listen for okay, so the mic'd one definitely has a little bit more room noise in it. So that means I'm going to probably have to shave off more low end on that one. Okay, you hear this area right here? Brought it back into where it needed to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this over to this one, but I'm going to EQ them just a little bit differently. Now remember, this is in mono as well. So right now it sounds okay, but all of a sudden, if we flip this back out to stereo here in a minute, we get this payoff. It's going to be well worth it. And remember, all we're doing right now is mainly getting basic levels, okay? I know what you're thinking. Why is he painting this if it's in mono? Because I already kind of got in my head where I want these things to set, so if you're wondering, that's why. Now, these are both mono tracks. Same thing with these here. You'll notice that immediately, as soon as I flip the phase, more low end came back. Not the kind of low end that you don't want, the kind of low end that's pleasant to hear. I'm going to call these group A. Okay. Where are we at right here? Hey, thank you, 𝗕𝗏𝗄, for subscribing. Yeah, so definitely flipped the phase on one of them and then did some minor alignment. Awesome. Now let's come down here to these ends. Oh yeah, nice. As a guitarist, I have to say, already I like this one. Okay, I'm going to call these Group B. Okay, we got the phase flipped on this one as well. Okay, so the EQ that was happening on this one. Oh, wait a minute, okay. This is on a track all of its own. I don't need that. I'm gonna actually make that one a little bit darker. I can always come back and fix it later. Now you'll notice too that I'm actually putting back in more of that nasally with that nasally honky stuff, simply because it's a wah, so it sort of lends itself to that. Okay. Now that we got all these guitars somewhat sounding the way that I'd like for them to sound, and we've addressed what I feel like was probably the most of the phase issues, we're going to go ahead and flip this back out now to stereo. Here's the payoff. Ready for it? Okay, we're going to pan those off to a 45 and a 45. Awesome. We're getting there. Now we're going to create a separate bus now just for the guitars. We're going to send all of these guitars, all these git fiddles. We're going to send them all to a guitars bus, which I guess is bus G that I forgot to name guitars. And I'm still not naming it because I'm typing and nothing's happening. Okay, we're going to move this down here. And now this one bus I should have set that as the default a long time ago, but anyway. Now this one bus can control all of those guitar sounds. And with that, we're going to put a 𝗿𝗂𝗊𝘂 on there. Okay, so what I noticed is immediately these guitars are just a tad bit on the low side of things, just not up to speed as far as volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice little bit of compression on there, but we're going to use a specific kind of compression. We're going to use the compressor, the T-Rex compressor. Just kind of popping over to the chat here real quick to see what y'all are up to. Let's start with gentle acoustic, and we'll move up to something maybe a little more. Okay, so that bass guitar, I'm liking it, but it's not got enough low end for me. I'm going to add Bark of Dog. This is another free plugin. And I'm going to put that before the console emulation, but after the EQ. And I'm going to set the frequency to around 70 hertz. Let's bring in that bass and see how this sounds now. Bring up that low pass a little bit higher. Let some of the high end frequencies come through again. Okay, so when this comes in, I noticed the bass actually drops out, so that's kind of good. That allows you to add in a little bit more low end back into the mix using EQ. One thing that I want to do on this, though, I think, is let's see. Yes. I'm going to use the old Tremolator by Sound Toys. And I'm going to set this to how about Fender Vibrolux. Let's try that first. Okay, I want to play around with that just a little bit more. Depth too much. I'm going to give it just a little bit of movement, not too much. Definitely like the 8th. I'll try to move this down to 75 BPM. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, thank you so much for subscribing. Greatly appreciate that. Okay. So the tremulator is one thing, but it still didn't quite give me the effect I was looking for. A lot of times with mixing, it's about a lot of trial and error and just trying to find things that you feel like fit, and that, as much as I wanted it to, just wasn't. There's a specific plugin that I'm looking for, and let's see. Maybe I'll be able to find it this way. Ah, here we go. A panner. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. I thought I had the panipulator in here. Where did that go? Maybe it's in the... You know what? I think it's in here. Panipulator. There it is. Nope, that's not the one I thought it was. So there's one of these. I might be able to just use this flow motion. But essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to basically get it to go from one end of the speaker to the other. Oh, I remember this plugin. This very well could work. Okay, hold on here. Let's see, pad. Okay, that's not working at all for some reason. Doppler. Not quite what I had. Nope, not quite what I was thinking. Although that does sound cool. I'm basically looking for, you know what? I think Cakewalk actually has the plugin I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. I can always use this one. This is the old trusty. And what I can do is simply LCR center cycle. Perfect. All I wanted to do is just create that motion there. we go. That's it. Okay. All right, so Mob Voice has some awesome suggestions. He's saying use the Waves Brower motion. Let's give it a try, see what it does. Now I've not updated to 4, Waves 4, so that might be why none of my plugins work all of a sudden. Okay. Like right out of the gate, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Ooh, and it's got a drive. All right, let's try that again. I messed around. Okay, I gotta say, that is pretty cool. All right, I'm going with the Waves plugin. This is the Waves Brower motion. Shameless promotion by the motion. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button over here. That's why that keeps popping on and off the screen. That's the perfect amount of awesomeness I was looking for there. Okay, let's go back in here to our levels. Okay, so before we get into this portion, I want to go ahead and put in my drums parallel compression. So I'm going to send the drums to the drums PC. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the parallel compression in with the drums until it sounds like it should. Okay, here we go. I am going to go ahead and fold this bass track down to mono. It does appear that it's able to be done so. And I'm going to throw our bass on here just to get a little bit more push out of it. Megan, thank you so much for subscribing. Awesome. So that was our crescendo. Yes, it was. Okay. So it looks like starting it right here at this point where the bass comes in is a pretty good starting point, at least. Let's go ahead and gonna EQ the guitar master bus here, or the guitar bus, I should say. And I'm going to take out a little bit of that 1.2K. Turn on the gloss feature here. Shave off a little bit of low end. When I take off the limiter, you can see we still have quite a bit of headroom left. All right, now it's time for some fun. Let's go ahead and start implementing our sends. And let's send these guitars to the short, to the medium, and to the long. And we're going to set this down to nothingness. Slowly start blending that in. Here it begin to open up. See you, Tony. Good having you today, man. Okay, on that right there, I am actually hearing just a little bit of, I'm hearing a little bit of something with some delay. That's way too much short on those drums. Okay, so it was on this portion right here, I believe. Has a little bit too much gainy, a little too gainy. I'm hearing something here. Okay. Turn up a little bit of that saturation. Do a little bit of ducking. A little EQ here and take out some of that harshness. Much better. Much better. All right, I think that's pretty close to what I'm hearing in my head. push it even farther back in there. Okay, so now that reverb is just a bit much on these ones anyway. And I'm kind of copying over that same sound to these other guitars. Very cool. Now we're really getting there. All right, very cool. So, we're close to where I think I'm liking the sound of it, but I'm not quite completely sold on everything just yet. So we're just kind of tinkering here. We're an hour and 30 minutes into it. All right, yet again, I'm going to put some tape emulation here on these final drums. They got a little bit of a harsh cymbal thing going on here. That should round that out. Also give it a little bit more girth on the kick. During this time that this organ, this dirty organ's coming in, mess with that. Oh yeah, old bark of dog got that subs of the kick coming back in. Let's try this again here. I'm only doing it by less than 3 dB. awesome. That's definitely, that's setting around where I'd like for it to set a lot better. Now let's start working on these vocals. I mean, obviously, you know, this is the star of the show here. This is also the moment when usually if I was watching someone else mix my song, I would be like, don't do the vocals, but it's okay. You're in a safe space. We're going to make you sound amazing. Let's do this. Let's come in where the vocals actually are.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry?
You already know where I'm headed.
Do you
VX64
have to
vocal
build
script.
that wall so high around yourself we don't even see
Put
a
a little
cry
saturation
for
on
help?
this.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see a cry for help? Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see a cry for help? Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry?
All right, Mob. You're right. I need to use these Waves plugins, don't I? Instead of just reaching for what I know. Okay, let's see. What's he got? Butch Vig vocals, Greg Wells voice centric. Let's try these Butch Vig vocals here. Ooh, oh, this looks pretty.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see a cry for help?
Okay.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see a cry for help? Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see a cry for help? Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes.
Okay. Let's try a different one. That one's okay. Let's see and say CLA vocals. Let's try that. Okay. This is actually a really good portion of the song to work on as well because it's sort of the most dynamic, it seems.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself?
Thanks for your sub, man.
We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help.
Okay, hold on here.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help.
Okay.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help.
Okay.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry?
Okay, and that's without even doing any that's without even doing any EQ on the vocals as of yet. That sounds pretty stinking good. Let's start some EQ here.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you.
Alright, what am I looking for here?
With those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help. Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself? We don't even see your cry for help.
Awesome.
hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help.
You knew it was going to have it.
Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see your cry for help? Help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry?
Thanks for the sub, man.
Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see your cry for help? You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But
Okay. Going to create a vocals bus. And I'm going to make this a different color blue. It's more of a greenish, but that's fine. And we will send these all here.
help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see your cry for help? Help me see inside of you.
Okay.
With those deep you hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. Just a cry for help.
Okay, what was going on here? I did not hear that.
You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need more.
Why do I hear nothing? I should be hearing something. And I am hearing nothing. Okay. Well, according to this, it's because the volume is completely negligible. But according to this, it's not.
Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help.
So at some point in time, the automation got baked in there somehow.
But the one thing you need most. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, but the one thing you need most. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. What gnaws at your soul? That shell of yours can't hide you forever. Things just don't work out that clever. How do we break that wall? You don't know what to do. Laugh or cry, live or die. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help.
Okay. Next up, we are going to
but the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry your soul.
Okay, so someone had brought up the fact, DJ said, are you going to double this vocal and do your usual, you know, I actually hadn't even thought about it yet, honestly. Oops. So yeah, let's do that. This should help the lead vocal to set on top a lot better. I'm going to use rich fifths.
But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hear that, you scream at, you hear that, you lash out.
Okay, we're going to take that, blend it in with the lead.
But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hear that, you scream at, you hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help, just a cry for help, just a cry for help. You hear that, you scream at, you hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hear that, you scream at, you hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help.
Okay, go ahead and blend.
You hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hear that, you scream at, you hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help, just a cry for help, just a cry for help. What gnaws at your soul? That shell of yours can't hide you forever. Things just
Now that we got that effect where it needs to be, oops. Let me actually do something here. I'm going to come up here and apply a little bit of melodyne on this, and instead of like going through and tuning each individual note, I'm going to actually just kind of do like a generic quick fix, so to speak. As you can see, they're not actually that bad. Usually around 75, 70-ish seems to provide the best without sounding too garbled or anything like that.
help me see inside of you with those deep searching eyes. Do you even know what it's like to cry? Do you have to build that wall so high around yourself we don't even see your cry for help? You hear that, you scream out, you hear that, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, hit at you, scream at you, hit at you, lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help, just a cry for help.
Awesome. So that actually sounds really, really good. It sounds really good and natural. It doesn't sound like I, went in there and did a bunch of crazy surgical stuff and made it sound all robotic or Cher sounding. Now I can take this, now that that's been applied, and move it back down to that track. And that's going to be a lot better. And as 𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦 has suggested, you are correct. I don't think I even messed with the EQ that much on these. No. Okay. And then on this particular one, I can actually boost that a little more.
But the one thing you need most is just a cry. But the one thing you need most. But the one thing you need most. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. You hit at you, scream at you, hit at you, lash out. But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help, just a cry for help, just a cry for help.
Let's see here. Oops. All right, Melodyne is officially gone.
But the one thing you need most is just a cry for help. You hit at you, scream at you, hit at you, lash out. But the one thing you need most, 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 most. But the one thing you need most, most, most. But the one thing you need most,
There we go.
it's just a cry for help. You hit at you, scream at you, hit at you, lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help, just a cry for help, just a cry for help.
All right, let's give these vocals some space.
What gnaws at your soul? That shell of yours can't hide you forever. Things just don't work out that clever. How do we break that wall? You don't know what to do. laugh or cry, live or die. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. The one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. You hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. that your soul, that shell of yours can't hide you forever. Things just don't work out that clever. How do we break that wall? You don't know what to do. Laugh or cry, live or die. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Just a cry for help. But the one thing you need most, just a cry for help, just a cry for help, just a cry for help. That your soul, that shell of yours can't hide you forever. Things just don't work out that clever. How do we break that wall? You don't know what to do. Laugh or cry, live or die. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help. Hit out, you scream out, you hit out, you lash out. But the one thing you need most, it's just a cry for help.
Awesome. All right, so we have come a long way, baby. Let's just go ahead and real quickly we'll go to this portion right here. This is where we started. Okay, and this is where we are now.
Just a cry for help. 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 Just a cry for help.
Awesome. I'm going to definitely give my ears a little bit of a rest now. We've been mixing for a little bit over 2.5 hours. And what we're going to do now is just sort of give this thing a rest, come back to it here in just a little bit and make some minor tweaks to this, and it should be good to send off to Mr. Fenton Scanlon. Congratulations yet again, by the way, for winning the May song contest. So good to have each and everyone who joins in on those and to see the awesome amount of talent that is here within the community. I am but a small part of an ever-growing community, and I'm really, really glad to be a part of it. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. My wife is home, and so I am going to go ahead and call this a day as well. Give my ears a chance to rest and give me a chance to catch up with her after she's had a long day at work. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, by the way, too, for your compliments. You guys are awesome. But before we go ahead and end this, we still have one more thing to do. And he just posted it. Awesome. Yes, we do have a song showcase that we're going to listen to real quickly here, and that is 𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦 song. I'm assuming that you have sent that to my email. Let me check my email. Okay, I don't see it in my email. Awesome. He is going to send it in my email, and while he's sending it in the email, we have another very special thing that we do here on the show, and I can't remember what. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the Wheel of Awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wheel of Awesomeness. If you've not seen the wheel, well, then now you will. Here we go. Let's spin it. Let's see what happens on the Wheel of Awesomeness today. We have a song feature. All right, great. So if you are in the chat today and you have a song that you would like to have featured here on the channel, it's super simple. All you got to do is, here in just but a moment, I'm going to ask you to input something here into the chat, and go ahead and get your fingers ready, because it's going to be exclamation point, capital H, capital S, capital S. And whenever I start the giveaway, that is going to be, I say giveaway, the song feature giveaway. I guess it is kind of a, whenever I start it, that's all you're going to have to put in there, and the winner will get a song feature. All right, looks like I got 𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦 mix. Good deal. And so while we have 3 minutes, while that is now in action, and while that's going, we will have time to check out 𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗧's song submission. So let's go ahead and check that out. Let's pull that up right yonder. Good deal. And 𝗵𝗲 is back down to 1 entry instead of 3. Just making sure before we move any further here. All right, here we go.
Love is not over, there's a lot for you waiting ahead. I try to convince you into taking your meds, but no, you could take it no longer. You would feel you were close to an end, and then you left me all alone. I try to stop you, but you blocked me from your phone, and I try to save you before you're gone, but you won't let me stay the night with you home. I don't really wanna stay with you being gone and far away. Left me all alone to feel the pain. Is it all my fault that you're gonna shoot and never let you go? The days passing by and in a fade, the pain is numbing on my face. Am I the never let you go. Now I'm alone, without my friend. I feel like I'm lost in a world of thought till I see you again. And until that day, I'll always defend your name and everything you stood for till the end. My friend left me all alone. I tried to stop her, but she blocked me from her phone. I tried to save her before she's gone, but she didn't let me stay the night with her at home. I don't really wanna stay with you being gone and far away. Left me all alone to feel the pain. Is it all my fault that you're gonna shoot and never let you go? The days passing by and in a fade. The pain is numbing on my face. Am I the one to blame or should I never let you go? You said you wanna be there. I told you your life is not over. There's a lot waiting for you ahead. I try to convince you to take any meds, but no, you can take it no longer. You were feeling you were close to an end, and then you left me all alone. I tried to stop you, but you blocked me from your phone. And I try to save you before you go, but you won't let me stay the night with you at home.
Excellent work, man. Excellent work. Let's give him a round of applause for that. That was a great song. Appreciate you sending it over here for a feature, and it was my pleasure to play it. So, guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, Mob, go ahead and put a link to that in the chat here so that people can go and find out more about that. And speaking of links, remember, we have a song mixing contest that's going on. Link should be in the description. I've already posted it here in the chat as well. Let's go ahead and choose our winner. DJ Big Red 81. You are the winner of the song feature. Awesome. You know how to get me my song. All you got to do is send it on over, and I will get that bad boy played. Yet again, song contest, mixing contest, prizes, free multi-tracks. Get involved. You're going to love it. It's nothing else. Maybe you could even mix that song and submit it for the song contest, or for the next contest, if you want. No, well, actually, that wouldn't work because it's for the mixing contest. So, yeah, don't do that. Don't listen to Robert. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But, yeah, so much love for you all. So much of a pleasure to be here today. I love each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, remember, we can dream alone. We can even create alone. But together, we can achieve so much more. God bless you all.